Hey everybody, welcome to Q&A video number 20. Make sure to keep asking questions. Doesn't matter what they're about. They can be about anything. But I do not respond to review requests or LP requests in these particular videos. And that would be like, what do you think of insert game here? Or would you do a review or let's play of insert game here? But anyway, let's go ahead and get started with two questions from Castlevania Crazy 5. The first one is, if you could relive the first time you played a game, what game would it be and why? It's hard to tell on that one because there are several games that are like that. Probably Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, and Arcanum. Because Arcanum was a sad case where I just had so many technical problems playing that game back when it was released that I kind of had to shelve it for a while when I was halfway into it and had to restart several times before I finally managed to beat it. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely love that game, but it would have been great to be able to play through it and get the full effect right off the bat, as opposed to having to go through it over and over again just so I could get to where I was before, and that being a pain and everything. But that would be one of them. I mean, Ocarina of Time and Link to the Past, since you know the story after you've played through it, I mean, you know, and all the puzzles and dungeons and everything, so that would have been nice. And the second one from Castlevania Crazy 5 is, why haven't you played System Shock 2, you fool? Well, I didn't really know anybody in the PC gaming scene back in the 90s. And, I'm serious, I was pretty much the only PC gamer I knew in the 90s. And everybody else I knew was gaming on, you know, N64, Genesis, which I had a Genesis and still have it actually, SNES, PlayStation, they were gaming on those. And I was gaming on PC, which none of them had, and they were all like, oh, you're kind of an idiot. You're doing it wrong. You need to play Zelda and all this stuff. But I didn't even know about System Shock 2 until long after its shelf life was way dead. And so I never really managed to get a copy of it, and that's kind of that, really. I'm really hoping it gets on GOG because I would love to play it, though. And finding a hard copy of it now is just, it's a massive pain because they're usually very, very expensive. Next one is from ArcedSwordMovies. What is your opinion on religious references in video games? That's sort of like the sex thing. It depends on how you do it. If you do the religious reference very tastefully, like the Gabriel Knight series did it very well, actually. I was really pleasantly surprised by that. If you do it like that, then it's great, and they did a good job with that. But if you do it like, say, Dead Space, where it's just blatantly anti-religious, then, I mean, granted, they did kind of go off the deep end with this particular storyline, but still. If you do it like that, where it's just kind of a trope to annoy the player, then now you're doing it wrong. But it can kind of go either way. It's like the whole including sex in video games thing. If you do it where it feels kind of natural, like it's supposed to be in the game, as opposed to just kind of a cheap tacked on thing just to have, hey, we have this in our game, then that kind of determines whether it's good or not. Next one is from theguyinthefunnyhat. Do you use cheats, or do you prefer to play the game without them? I play through the game first without them. If it's got multiple endings, then I tend to play through all those endings, if I can anyway. And I do this all without cheats. The only times I use cheats are when I'm just screwing with the game just to see what havoc I can cause, what random crap I can do. Maybe trying to find all the little extra bits that I couldn't access before in the game, and just seeing, hey, how does it go if I do things this way or that way. Then that's when I'm using cheats, just to see what all I can do, just to mess with the game. That, or the game is so freaking difficult that I need cheats to beat it, and that very rarely happens. So, yeah. Next one is from Quantum. What are your thoughts on Blizzard's take on how they're handling StarCraft 2's expansions, i.e. branching them out into different releases instead of one big one? Do you think it's good practice? No. I mean, it's fine to have multiple expansion packs, don't get me wrong. But the way they're doing it with the whole price point and everything, that's what bothers me. And the fact that they're technically splitting up a game into 3 separate games that just bothers me. I mean, the first one, which is Wings of Liberty, I think, is the Terran campaign, and then the next one, Heart of the Swarm, is the Zerg campaign, and then whatever was after that is the Protoss campaign. And it feels like you're getting a third of a game as opposed to a full game plus an expansion pack or two, and so that just bothers me. Now, granted, Relic did this with Dawn of War 2 and Chaos Rising, but still, oh well. But that was me for Q&A 20. That was kind of short, actually. But I will catch you guys in later videos, and make sure to keep asking more questions.